Hi guys, it's Carrie here. So I'm going to read to you something that I just wrote and will be posting on my blog, Jersey Girl Jesus, in just a little bit. So if I'm kind of looking off here, that's why I'm just kind of reading my notes. So I wanted to share this with you. It's been on my heart for a few days now, and I think it's important, so I'm going to share it. So here goes. So I'm Carrie. I'm the author of Jersey Girl Jesus, and it's no secret that I am a Christian. Anyone who knows me for 20 minutes or so knows that, and I am an unapologetic Jesus freak. I've been called an idiot for my faith. I have divided rooms simply by stating that I'm a Christian. I have been told to read more. Loved that one. And we won't even acknowledge the trolls that regularly come onto my broadcasts and say disgusting things underneath, alongside the bottom of anytime I'm doing a Periscope. But the one thing that I haven't really done is I haven't publicly merged my business persona with my faith. It's kind of been separate. People have told me that I would lose business. Now, mind you, God has always been in charge of my business. He's in charge of every aspect of my life. But publicly, I've never really integrated God with my business. Because people told me I would lose business, people would tell me that I would offend people. And I've personally struggled with whether I wanted to enter into the public sphere in a bigger way and add my voice to the very politically and religiously charged conversation that's taking place in our nation today. I write my little blog, Jersey Girl Jesus, about 3 people read it, and for the most part I keep that part very separate from my business. Although I do use the She's Elevated handle on Twitter for pretty much all of my stuff. So on Twitter, pretty much everything is all mushed together. I don't seek to make anyone uncomfortable with my faith, but my faith isn't going away. In fact, I think it's more important now than ever before to own it and claim it, despite how uncomfortable that might make you and me. Over here, sorry. Despite how uncomfortable that might make you or me, it's important for me to own my faith and claim it publicly, very publicly, because lately our nation's rhetoric has terrified me, and it's being done, a lot of it, in the name of Christianity, and I have a really big problem with that. So there are bigger and better thought leaders out in the world who are leading the charge against bigotry, against hatred, and now even violence. People who have much larger platforms, they have a lot more followers, a lot more likes than I do. Authors and theologians, Bible scholars and pastors, people like Nadia Bolz-Weber, Rachel Held Evans, Brian McLaren, just to name a few of my favorites. They're not the only ones, there are many. But these are people who are out there calling out leaders like the president of Liberty University, Jerry Falwell Jr., who I'm sure you have already heard has recently called his students to carry guns and teach Muslims a lesson. And the extreme right wing wants to classify me as a lunatic liberal who is apparently also a jihadist sympathizer because I have a problem with Mr. Falwell's statements. And you'll be able to click on a link in the transcript of this recording to see that little gem if you'd like to. So I do have an issue with Mr. Falwell's statements as a Christian. I have a really big problem with Mr. Trump's recent statements, and I've realized that it's my responsibility first as a Christian and secondly as an American to raise my voice and step up and step out and add my voice to the voices of the thought leaders who are raging against this kind of rhetoric. I need to lend my voice to theirs because a very great many people are cheering for the Falwells and for the Trumps. And when they are doing this, by doing so, by cheering for these things, they are cheering for violence and a foundation for another Holocaust. And this is scary. And we need to do something about it. The little people, you and me, the little ones that don't have big followings and don't have lots of people following us on Twitter and Facebook, we need to step up and add our voice to these thought leaders who are fighting against this stuff. Forcing members of a different religion to wear identifying badges, fear-mongering, and calls for violence are not Christian, and they are not American. And it's when a lot of us come together, like I said, the small ones, the ones that don't have the big platforms, when we all come together and join with these thought leaders who are out there doing something about this, that's when we can actually stop our nation from doing the very thing we fear the most. I've held back from being vocal about this for a very long time because I don't want to be seen. I've held back out of a fear of being seen. I'm not in the mood to deal with trolls. I'm not in the mood to be called an idiot for my beliefs again. I'm not trying to piss anybody off. I'm really not in the mood to be a target of some of the absolutely disgusting and vicious things I have seen the people who disagree with my point say to myself and to other people. I mean, disgusting things I've seen people say. But I believe we've crossed a very dangerous line in our nation. And when our children read about this time, when my children read about this time in our nation's history, I want them to be able to say that my mom was on the right side. My mom made the right choice. She chose peace. She chose God. She chose the higher road. She didn't become part of some crazy mob mentality that ended in the deaths of millions of people. She was the part of the resistance, and she was part of a macro miracle. So the other day I wrote a blog post. It was a very spur of the moment blog post, but people have really kind of responded to it. And I'm going to share it again here in the transcript of this recording on my blog on Jersey Girl Jesus. It's jerseygirljesus.com. In the transcript, I will share an opportunity to sign up for the newsletter that was born out of that post. I don't have a newsletter for Jersey Girl Jesus because it's just something a place I kind of put my thoughts. But now I do, and you'll get an email every day about how to pray for world peace, because I think that we need to pray the way Jesus would have done for our enemies. We need to pray for their souls. We need to pray that they come to feel love and feel His love, God's love, and that their hearts are changed away from destruction and toward God and His love. And so if you're of the praying sort, I hope you'll join me. I hope you'll come on and pray for serious change. And I'm lending my voice, and I hope that you will too. I hope you'll step up and out and say, hey, I'm a Christian. I don't believe in this, because there's the extreme right who wants to make us feel like I'm a jihadist sympathizer for not wanting every American to carry a gun and shoot a Muslim. And there's the extreme left who, I don't know what they're doing. They're just crazy. But in the middle are the rest of us, and we have something to say, and we can be the ones who restore sanity to our nation. So I hope you'll join me. Thanks.